This year, I just turned 21 years old. I know to a lot of you guys that's going to be a very young age, but I know to some of you, you're going to be younger than me, and you're going to be quite confused about a lot of things in life. I don't claim to have all of the answers, but I've seen a lot of people making these videos saying that they're 40, they wish they knew this at 30, or they're 30 and they wish they knew at 20. I want to make a video speaking to the younger audience, and a few things that I wish I knew at a younger age. Now, as young as I might seem myself, I know if you guys are 15, 16, 17, it seems like I'm probably years ahead of you guys. And I feel like I'm years ahead of my younger self. And I think that's the first point that I would actually make. I know a lot of people are very, very rushed to do big things at a young age. Society kind of wants it and expects it. We are expected, as silly as it sounds, right, looking back, to have these nice things, these big things, before we're age 25, 30. The reality of it is everybody is on their own path. I spent so many of my teenage years stressing about different things, worrying about what job I was going to do, worrying about what career I was going to have, and where I was going to make money. To be honest, at 21, I'm still not sure about all of these things, but now I'm a lot less stressed because after living, you realise you can take risks, nothing bad happens, and actually, there is a path for you in the end. If you're a driven person who wants to achieve something, there is a path for you. You don't have to worry. You will still be able to make something of yourself. Another huge thing that I would say to anybody younger than me is, I would spend as much time as you guys can enjoying life. What I'm learning is, life doesn't properly start until you're like 21, 22, 23. That's when people expect you a lot more to be graduating or getting on with a job or going to do so. These things become almost mandatory at age like 25. If you're not doing these things by 25, what are you doing? If you're 16, 17, 20, or even younger than that, right? You don't need to have a big six-figure business. I would actually encourage you guys not to. This is where I think you make the most meaningful and important memories and discoveries of your life. Go out there and play with your friends, right? Go out there and speak to new people, go to different places, just mess about with your friends. Have fun. Because the truth of it is, as steadfast as these relationships may seem, a lot of the people who you'll have in your life at younger ages, they're not there as you start to grow up. You drift apart, and especially in adulthood, right? The people who I was friends with when I was children, a lot of them I can't relate to as an adult. The people who I was friends with at college and university, I can relate to a lot more, because people become a bit more set in their ways, they get a bit of a structure about their life, and you can see their trajectory. You can't see that so much as a school child. So just enjoy your friends. Just enjoy your memories, right? Because you may not be able to make memories like that again. Life may not be that stress-free ever again. A huge thing that I would say as well is I would spend as much time as I could when I wasn't having fun experimenting with new things. Now, of course, be sensible, be reasonable, but whilst you don't need to have a six-figure business or anything like that, I spent a lot of time when I was younger trying eBay selling, trying YouTube channels. And the reality of it and the result of it is this. I now have an eBay business that last month made £8,300 in sales. I have this YouTube channel. When I was about 18, I had another YouTube channel before this one that was a lot more successful up to now. And then, of course, I had an even bigger YouTube channel than that when I was 13 into 16, right? So the point is this. I experimented with different things when the stress was low, because when you're 16 or younger, you're not even expected to pay rent, bills. Life is free. So if you want to take a small risk, a calculated risk running a business, do so. Because you oftentimes, if you're using your own savings, you're not going to really get, the results are not going to be that bad, right? And maybe you'll lose out on a month's worth of savings or a day's worth of time. It doesn't matter. I think a huge thing that I would say to anybody, including myself who was a lot younger, is not to care what people think. As silly as that one sounds, when you're in school and a great environment of peer pressure, you grow up out of school and you look at what a lot of these people end up becoming, what they end up doing, and you wouldn't want to be like them, right? No disrespect to anybody's path, but I personally know people who I went to school with and other situations who they're not doing anything in life, they don't have any career prospects, they're not building a business, they're just letting life pass them by. I know people who are doing very well, but I know people who aren't. I know people who have been to prison, or I knew people who are now have been to prison, right? These are not going to be the people who you'll know for a long time. And they're not going to be the people who you'll want to associate with. You taking a risk and being yourself, it may get you laughed at temporarily. But we'll see who's really winning a couple of years down the line. And it's likely to be you. A huge thing that I'd say is school isn't everything. As silly as that one sounds as well, I know a lot of these sound a bit radical. And even if I'd have told my younger self, we have a lot of an emphasis placed on education, and education is important. For a lot of you guys, education could be the key to success, the key to freedom. You can get a good job, you can get a job that will allow you to travel, or a job that allows you to get paid a lot. But don't worry too much. When I was in school, we were told all the time that you need to get your exams, because otherwise you're going to be working at McDonald's until you're 16. The truth of it is, everybody who didn't pass their exams, they were allowed to resit them the next year in college. University access, very, very easy to get. University exams, very easy to get. Even if you fail all these things, there are opportunities that you can take, both in and out of education, which can massively improve your living conditions. This idea that you need to do super well at school, some of you guys will not be academics. Some of you guys will need to do physical jobs, plumbing, electrician, something like that. Some of you guys will do better being a lorry driver. Some of you guys will do better being an office worker. It depends. But this idea that school is everything, I wouldn't worry about it. A big fear that I think a lot of people in this age range have, especially people who would watch a channel like this, is the fear that they need to save a lot of money. It is going to get you ahead to an extent, and when I was, 16, 17, I did have quite a few thousand saved up. That did allow me to spend money on driving lessons and getting a car and all these different things, but the reality of it is, the money that you'll make at this age will probably not last you for a lifetime, if not more than a couple of years. I have to say, if not all of the money that I had when I was 16, I don't have any more. I have new money, I've made more money, but that money went, right? It comes and it goes. And that's the truth about money, especially when you're up to like 25, right? When you work in small part-time jobs or building businesses. It's a volatile time. So I wouldn't worry too much about these small things. You know, the biggest thing that I would say overall though, the biggest point that I would say is try and have fun and build social connections. As silly as it may sound, again, as basic as it may sound, these are the skills that are going to set you up for life. I know a lot of people who've gotten to ages 23, 25, 27, and they still can't talk to a group of strangers. You know, maybe we're at university or something, and they need to meet some people, introduce themselves, they can't do it. I know people who can't talk to girls very well. We're not talking at young ages, we're talking, 23, 25. This is where it matters. Building these skills early on will stop you from being afraid of these seemingly basic tasks later. Like I say, you won't know a lot of these younger people who you knew when you were younger as you grow up. But the skills that you will learn from just having fun, just having a friend group, talking to people, interacting with people, meeting people, doing things, going places, these are the memories and the experiences that will last you a lifetime. And I don't really like when people say that, these years are the best years of your life. I feel like people who say that, I feel like they've not lived very much. And perhaps that would be my final point, right? It seems scary growing into the world of being a full adult, having bills to pay, expectations of what people want you to do. But the reality of it is, maybe it's going to kick in a couple of years for me, but the last year or two, I've never had more excitement, right? Think about this. As much as I might look a little bit older, as much as I might talk like I'm a bit older, or have the experience of someone who's a bit older, in the head, I'm still the same person I've always been. The difference is now, I have the ability and the social validation to be able to do these things. I can just go for an adventure with my friends in a car, go anywhere, right? I can book a flight and just go because I'm an adult. You don't change who you are. And whilst this time is a lot more stressful being an adult, whilst it comes with a lot more challenges, it is also a lot more freeing in a lot of ways. So thank you for watching this, guys. I hope it was useful. I don't know if this one was good for anybody. Let me know. I'm sure you will. Thank you. I'll see you soon.